Drivers, start your engine!
Engines are rolling, tires are swinging. This is PRF1. Let's back into this and keep it alive. PRF1, 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 PRF1. Running word from Monaco to Monza to Muan. Feel that stun from PR1. Let's fucking go, 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 go. Starlights fade, the track ignites. The grid is set for Tuesday night. Turbo scream and the crowd's alive. With Gavin on the mic, it's a wild ride. Turn one chaos and start inside. Look at the grip, that's feckin' tight. He's calling every move with that Irish bite. This lad's bad, he's taking flight. High octane, no regrets. Pushing limits, placing bets. DRS, wide attack mode lit. It's do or die, no time to say. PRF1, 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 PRF1. Side by side through Eau Rouge, oh what fun. Through the smoke and sparks we chase the sun. Let's fucking run! And he's gone for it. Down the inside, what a load. That balls of titanium, I'm telling ya. Pit lane hustle, strategy games. Undercuts over steel wheel to wheel flames. Every apex kissed, every second counts. One mistake and you're out for the round. Lap 38 and it's still tight. Tires are gone, but he still fights. This ain't just a race, it's war tonight. With Kevin calling everyone outside. PRF1, PRF1. We race like legends, we don't just run. Heart speed like pistons under the gun. PRF1, keep it lit when I'm done. And that is how you do it. Madness, boy, PRF1 forever. We'll see you on track. Keep it lit, lads.
Drivers, start your engine!
Well, good evening, everyone. It's Gavin Bass 1, just returning from physiotherapy and getting some manipulation done to this old broken wrist. It's great to be with you. I would have loved to have actually raced in this tonight, but injury stopped play. But we're with PRF1 on a Tuesday night, and we are in Silverstone, and I believe it's a reverse grid. This is going to make for some very, very interesting reading and watching. I've just had a message from Gaza. If this ain't first in the speed traps, I'm going to cry. If my wing was any lower, I'd be running Monza. Oh, very good, Gareth. Wish you all luck. But just before we get into the qualifications, it's a short quali. It would be fitting for me to say that I've been reading a lot of things on the PRF1 chat. And there's quite a few drivers out there have mentioned a big thank you to Fuse Demon in the past for doing the comms and being so loyal to your league. And I would just like to add that and to make sure that Fuse knows that there's a lot of guys in the league have been thanking him for his services. So, we're in Q1 and we are on with, we're on with AMS Godwin. So who better to start a lap with is this guy. This is going to be so interesting. So I'm going to stay on board with Godwin and just see exactly what he can do in this first quali lap. He was one of the first men out and he must be chomping at the bit to get at this. This is going to sort the men out from the boys tonight, and who's been doing the practice, who's got the who's got all the information about tires and setups and stuff like that. It's going to be really interesting. I did comms last night for a race, and it was in Mexico, and the amount of tire wear was absolutely astounding in the race, to be honest with you. So Godwin sets a 126.692. He puts it out there. Wily Coyote, you're welcome to the chat. No, this is nothing to do with reverse grid. This is a full race. Sorry, it's not 100% race, but it's 50% with a short quali. And this is the league that I do comms for, and they're having a social evening tonight and testing out Silverstone in reverse. So I'm really glad to see you on board, and we are just sounding everything out. But right now, Godwin has put in a 126.692, and he's been doing his homework. Slippery Salmon's at a 127.9. Gareth Minimad 128. Shaggy's got a 128, and Posty's got a 130 with Andrew P. Smith sandbagging at 132. But I'm going to go on with the boss man, and that's Clem. We'll just see what he's got. Feel free to talk to me on Twitch, anybody. It's great to have a bit of interaction and a bit of fun. If you want to call out anything, anybody's birthday, divorce, marriage, newborn baby, coming out, anything. You're all more than welcome on board, and I believe this is going to bring some very exciting racing tonight, because it's a grey area for everybody. But Godwin's holding on to that P1 position. Clem's coming round now to start his hot lap as he goes over to the line into the left-hander. Gets that nice and tight. Now he's going to go up round Maggots and Beckett's reverse style. Yes, Coyote, it is Silverstone in reverse. So it's all new to me, it's all new to the drivers, but I'm absolutely certain that there are a few people in here that have been doing quite a bit of practice. So we will see how it goes. So round he comes, drops her down into third, and on to the start and finish straight very shortly, and he's going to post his time. Let's see what he can do. And here it comes. Oh, Clem puts it into P7 with a 128.3. Meanwhile, Mike Legend got a 129.6 and Hosty a 130.290. So quite a difference in times there at the moment. 126 still holds with AMS Godwin. And AMS Trappy has just nicked P2 from Dystopian there. And he's put in a 126.899. So not bad times at all, guys, for your first run out round the reversed Silverstone. I hope the weather stays good for you. Seems to be a pretty good day out there, so let's hope there's no rain for the race. Good to see Misfits in tonight as well. Just going to go on with Gareth. He's in that kick and he's on a lap. Off he goes. 193 miles per hour going into that corner. Slams the brakes on for the right-hander. Just a wee bit squirrely at the front there, but he gathers up nicely. What a fast sweeping left. 203 miles per hour top speed there. He ain't holding back. Gareth wants a wee bit of a better position than he has at the moment. P5. Can he get it into the top three? We will know in just 2 seconds. That's nicely round that corner. Keeps the momentum really good. And here we go. Let's see what time this guy's going to put in. He stays in P5, but he got a 127.5. I think that was a slight improvement. I'm going to go on with Shaggy. Shaggy's warming up his tyres in this Red Bull, and Shaggy's going to be putting in his fast lap. AMS Trappy just puts in a 126.656 and takes number one spot provisionally. He's just knocked Godwin off the podium, so Not the podium, but P1. Well done, Trappy. That's an outstanding lap, sir. So Shaggy refused that first lap, but he's now committed to this one, so we're going to stay on board with Shaggy. Come on, Shaggy. You can do it, sir. For anybody who's watching, this is PRF1 on a Tuesday night, Lauda division. And it's a pre-season race. Everybody's getting used to this F1 25 game, and it is proving to be a little bit difficult. Last night in Mexico, in the RPL League, there was a lot of penalties. Some of them seemed to be given out wrongly. Lots of guys were missing the speed trap coming into the pits, and they were getting quite a few 10-second penalties for speeding in the pit lane. So if you're listening, be warned. You need to be on those brakes a little earlier getting into the pits. May cost you a little bit of time, but it's much better than 10 seconds, of course. But we're still on board with Shaggy, and Shaggy puts it into P4 with a 127.2. I reckon Shaggy will be well happy with that. I'm going to go down to Misfits. It's good to see him in. He's driving the Alpine tonight, and he's on his out lap. Misfits is absolutely no slouch. He knows how to drive, and I would expect him to put in a fairly decent lap. He was either eating his dinner or he was waiting till there's a bit of tarmac and a bit of tire rubber down on the track before doing his lap. So maybe he's really confident. We'll see what he can do. If Gareth Minimad's watching tonight, say hello to your dad. I know your dad's a big F1 fan, and he's very, very welcome to watch this stream tonight. Big shout out for Gazer's dad. So riding on board with Misfits, he's now on his hot lap when he swings round this left-hander. He gets those two corners very nicely indeed, takes every bit of that apex. Sweeps round that left-hander. Up to now, this is looking like a very respectable lap. But only 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go of this qualification. .189 miles per hour going into that corner. Slams on the brakes for that right-hander. Come on, Misfits, you can do it, sir. You can do it. He just manages a P10, 129.834. So we're on with Fuse. You all know Fuse. He used to be your commentator for this league, but he just fancies a bit of driving. And I don't blame him, to be honest with you. You get little spurts when you just want to do a wee bit of comms, and then other times you just want to drive. So it's great to see him enjoying the drive without having the pressure of having to do commentary. (201 miles per hour). Nicely down in the third gear. Go ahead, Fuse. 128.1, putting you nicely into P8. I'm going to jump on with Dystopian. He's driving the Williams tonight. He's one of this league's top drivers. So we're expecting good things here. Whether he can get into that 126 mark, I fairly certainly will get into 126, but that 126.656 of Trappy's is going to be hard to beat. That's if he's left enough time just to get over the start-finish line. 20 seconds to go. Yeah, he's timed it perfectly. So we're riding on board with Fuse. This is PRF1 Tuesday Night Lauda Division. I'm Gavin Bass 1, and you're all very, very welcome to watch. Nice lap from Slippery Salmon there at 127.5. He'll be pretty happy with P5. Swinging round this left-hander. Wow, Trappy just makes a better lap at 125 or 126.571. That keeps him in pole. He's got nothing to prove. Everybody's chasing that time. But we're on with Dystopian. Let's see what he can do. Wow, Trappy makes a better lap at 125 or 126.571. So he keeps himself in third place. And there you have the lineup for this evening's grid with AMS Trappy in first, Godwin second, Dystopian in the Williams third, Shaggy Red Bull fourth, Slippery Salmon in the Ferrari in fifth, and Gareth Minimad in the Kick. He's in sixth. Hosty 96 is in Aston Martin. Clem 8th, Fuse Demon 9, Mike Legend 10, and Misfits in the Alpine 11, and Andrew P. Smith is in 12th. Ferrari in 5th, and Gareth AMS Trappy says, bad lap from me. That didn't look like too bad a lap, and those skies look a wee bit dirty. I don't know if there's going to be any rain, but if there's any of the drivers in there could tell me if there's going to be rain, I would be more than interested to know that. But all the drivers are going to have a break now for 5 minutes, and they're going to have their drinks and their smokes and whatever they do. And I'm just going to turn the mic off for a second and welcome my wife home from her day trip to Belfast. And I'll be back with you in 2 or 3 minutes to do commentary on the race in Silverstone Reverse with PRF1. And this is the Lauda division on a Tuesday night. And I'm Gavin Bass 1. I'll speak to you very shortly. So that's me back, and I must say Gavin Bass's show off of the night award has to go to Trappy. He puts in the Twitch chat that was a bad lap from him, but yet he's P1. So he's trying to put the fear into the other drivers. And the big test tonight is, I think Silverstone, from what I can remember, used to be quite easy on the tyres. But now I am not sure what the tyre situation will be, because, again, last night in the race with my other league, they had a lot of tyre changes, and they were going out and they were literally only doing a few laps and coming back in and changing. So it'll be very interesting to see how Silverstone behaves and how the tyre degradation works out tonight. But let's hope it's not going to rain. As yet, nobody has told me, and it would be interesting to know. One thing I have noticed when I've been doing a bit of research into this new game is it seems to be that it's better to run the rear tyres lower pressure than what we have been used to. I think it would be agreed that nearly everybody ran their tyres at full pressure. But everything that I've read, everything I've looked at, all suggests that you want to be running those rear tyres a little less, or quite a bit less in some cases, even down as far as 23, 24 on the rears. Just seems to be what suits this new game. And there's that silly message coming through in my Twitch again. I think it's a bit of a scam. I don't know whether anybody else gets it when they're streaming. It's called Best Viewers on primeboost.ru. I certainly won't be clicking on that just in case it brings up unwanted stuff. But the guys will be sorting out their fuel. They'll be working it out, how many laps, how many litres, how many gallons of fuel they're putting in that tank, because they want to be going over that start and finish line tonight with as little as they possibly can in the tank to keep the weight of the car down. But at the same time, it's the worst mistake to make ever to underfuel in a race, and then you have to nurse the fuel. That's not a good place to be. So it'll be interesting to see what everybody's tire choice is to start with here. Are they going to go out on a set of softs and try and get a real pacey first 5 or 6 laps and then come in and change? Whether a 2-stop works, but I've got a feeling that it's going to be a 3-stop based on what I seen last night. So this is interesting for everybody, and I dare say, yes, everybody on this has got pace, but it'll be the person with the best strategy tonight, I think, will get the win. So again, the confident Trappy leads the peloton of F1 cars out on this reverse circuit tonight in Silverstone. Now, if his 126.5 is a bad lap, I would love to see what his race pace is going to be. So Trappy, the pressure's on you, buddy. AMS Godwin's no slouch now. There's Dystopian, Shaggy, Slippy Salmon, Gareth Minimad, Clem, Fuse Demon. Gosh, you could mention them all. It's good to see Andrew back tonight. I hope Andrew has a good race. Again, a big thank you to PRF1 for having me as commentator. It's my privilege and it's an honour to do it, and I'm really looking forward to this race. At first I didn't think I was going to be able to do comms tonight, and I'm really glad I did get back, because I really wouldn't want to miss this, because this is a learning curve for everybody. So let's get some detail up in terms of the tyres. Everybody's running hards. Godwin's decided to do that soft strategy. And then Mike Legend and Andrew Smith are the only two on mediums. So there's a bit of a diversity in strategies here. So it'll be interesting to see which one is going to be king tonight. So as they all line up carefully on the grid, making sure that they don't mess things up. And so far it looks like everybody's cool. Five reds. And out they go. Silverstone, PRF1, Lauda Division Tuesday night, social race, testing it. And Godwin takes that first corner beautifully. Oh, he rides that curve big time. He would have got a bit of a scare there. Running down at the back of the grid, we're just watching the people at the back. Let's see, there's a bit of a scrap going on here. Everybody has kept it nice and clean so far. But the top four guys now have pulled a 1.5 seconds in the first few corners, so there's going to be a bit of a chase down. But right now we're just going to go on with Skin Shaggy. Or Shaggy, I don't think it's Skin Shaggy. He's a different guy. He's in the Red Bull and he's chasing down Dystopian in the Williams. Trappy's having a battle here. Let's go on with Trappy and Godwin, side by side. They're going down here side by side. This could be nice. Oh! Wowee, guys, that is great racing. If this is anything like what we're going to have for the rest of the race, we're in for an absolute cracker. Check these two guys out, neck and neck. They know each other so well. I've seen them both at this before. Godwin sticks in a 1:34.670, taking the fastest lap on lap 2. But he's got an absolute gearbox full of Trappy and Dystopian with Shaggy just right behind them. Slippery Salmon's in 5th, but he's got a 1.8 seconds to gain. So there's a bit of work to do there in P4 to try and catch, or P5 to try and catch that P4. And I'm going to just bounce down into this second group. I'm going to go on with Mike Legend. He's in the kick, and he's chasing down Slippery, and he just gets robbed there by Clem. What a lovely move. He went a bit wide there. Clem's seen it very, very clearly, and his reaction times were brilliant there and just made that pass. So well done, Clem. Oh, somebody's just gone into the barrier. So I'm just trying to see the damage. There seems to be damage on Andrew P. Smith's car. I have a feeling it was Andrew that went into the barrier, was it? No, not that I can see, but somebody went into that barrier pretty heavily. Oh, there's damage there. Misfits has got damage, so he's going to have to pit and get a new front wing. So Godwin sticks a 1:31.027 in, just for fun. So Trappy, you need to live up to your words, boyo. And there it is. What I told you. 10-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. I seen so much of this last night, guys. You just cannot gamble on that line. You've got to brake earlier. Let that be a warning to you all. It's such an annoyance when that happens. But there's a couple of people in the pits now. Who else is in? We've got Misfits and Slippery Salmon both in the pits. Clem's just got himself a 3-second penalty warning, and he will not want that. But still on board with the two race leaders. Dystopian is there as well. They've pulled a wee bit of time away from Shaggy. Dystopian's right back at it, so it's a 3-car trail here. And check that for an outside move if it comes. These two guys are brilliant, I must say. It's great to watch two guys battling it out, giving each other so much space. If anyone watching at all wants to know how to race cleanly in an F1 race, this is how you do it. Yeah, Wiley Coyote, my friend from the USA, says those 10-second penalties for speeding in the pit lane are so unfair. Yeah, they are, Wiley, but I seen so much of it last night, and we all have got to get a bit more disciplined. Yeah, you don't gain any time, but, well, who knows? You might just gain a wee bit of time if you're absolutely blathering over that line, so it's hard to tell. But check these two guys out. This is happening week in, week out. Trappy and Godwin, Dystopian, those three are on it. Shaggy has now got himself up in the P4. And he's trying his best to get on the back of these guys, but it's going to be tough for him. Following three guys who are all in a DRS train, and you're sort of more than 1 second behind is no easy task. But I can tell you, Shaggy's making a good job of this, and he's creeping up there. So while those three guys race each other, they're giving Shaggy a chance to get on board. Come on, Shaggy. Rooting for you, buddy. You can see on those corners, as the guys sort of battle it at the front, Shaggy's getting every opportunity to catch, so I'll be watching him as it goes on. But we're on board with Clem, and he's chasing down Mike Legend, and I think he would trying to try a move very shortly. And this is just where it could be on the inside, but he's just showing them the front of his car to Mike Legend, saying to Mike, hey, the boss is behind you, you better watch out. Go on, Clem. Oh, Clem runs a bit wide. He puts the blades on the bottom of the car and he starts to cut those grass. Shakes off the gravel and the tyres and gets back at it. Just maybe a little slight loss of concentration as he gets done in by Gareth Mini-Mad there. In fact, sorry, I got that wrong. It was Hosty. Well done, Hosty. You took your opportunity, but Clem's going to pay you back here very shortly. What a race, guys. What a race. Oh, Clem's on the grass again. I mean the grass that you cut. I don't know if he's on the grass you smoke. But I'm just going to bounce onto these first two again. Let's see what they're at. Trappy's got himself a 1.5 second lead here. Lap 5 of 26, and that's a nice lead. So it's all down to Godwin and Dystopian now to chase him down. Bouncing on with Slippery. He's in the Ferrari. He didn't get a good start. Something happened to him. I'll just have a wee look at the stops. Yeah, Misfits and Slippery Salmon both made a stop. So, yeah, they must have got involved in some sort of a bang and had to get new tyres on them. Perhaps a little adjustment or maybe even new wing. I think somebody did actually lose the wing. So there you have it. We're going to have to see how these guys can pick it up after their one stop. The biggest gainer so far tonight is Mike Legend. He's also penalty free. He's gained 5 positions from his starting position. The biggest loser is Slippery Salmon. He's down 7 places from start. Godwin gets a 3-second penalty. That's not like Godwin. So these guys, very experienced drivers, are just finding it tough enough to stay within the white lines. What a great test for the guys tonight. This ain't easy, because your muscle memory remembers the way you normally go round Silverstone, and to have all these gear changes in a different way, it must be quite confusing. And there's Godwin speeding in the pit lane. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's... Oh, Trappy! Or sorry, Slippy. You lived up to your name there, buddy. You slipped big time. Hughes Demon goes into the pit. Godwin goes into the pit. Is that a sign the tyres are burning very quickly? 7 laps and they're in the pits. So that gives AMS Trappy loads of clean air, and he's going to pull away. He's got a 3-second lead at the moment from Dystopian, and it'll be interesting to see if he can pull on in those hard tyres, which will be coming into their own now. In fact, they're probably showing a bit of wear based on what I seen last night. I don't know if this has made the game better or worse with these tyre differences, but it looks like these 2 and 3 stoppers are going to be what's pretty normal around here. Tracks like Qatar and Bahrain, it's going to be a disaster, and strategies are going to be just so most important. So I'm going to go on with Shaggy, and he's tracking down Dystopian. This is a good little battle here. Go on, the Shagster. Shaggy's keeping it nice and tight behind Dystopian. So Dystopian has a battle on his hands here. But as I all know, Dystopian's no slouch, and he knows exactly what to do to keep people behind. Shaggy gets the DRS and he pulls right up to the tail now. So he's getting himself into a position to make a move. He'll gather up some more power into that battery, even though he's got 59%. And he'll be wanting to make a move in the next DRS zone, I would say. So I'm going to stay on board just for a minute to see if he can make that move. Round this left-hander. Kicks that beautifully. I think I see rain, guys. I do see rain. How heavy is it going to get? Who's going to go in for the intermediates first? Who's got it right? We're going to have to let everybody show us what they've got now. Typical Silverstone. Can't rely on the weather whatsoever. So I'm going to bounce on with Hosty. Hosty's in the Aston Martin and he's chasing down Fuse. Everybody seems to be driving a little bit more cautiously now, so I'm going to keep an eye on these tyres. Nobody's changed yet, and Shaggy's got himself a 3-second penalty. I'm looking forward to seeing the chat after the race to see what you guys think of these penalties, especially the speeding penalty in the pit lane. Was it deserved? Was it not deserved? Is it a glitch? But by goodness, last night certainly half of the guys got some 10-second penalties. Maybe not just half, but certainly half a dozen of them did. It was pretty grim, to be honest with you, and they were all very, very experienced racers. Lap 9 of 26, the rain's on in Silverstone, and this is PRF1 in Silverstone reverse. We're on board with Hosty, and he's chasing down Fuse at the moment. Fuse gives the grass a little cut there. But Clem's got himself in a battle again. He's tracing down Mike Legend. Gareth's sitting in a nice P4 position there. But he's 11 seconds behind Shaggy, so there's an awful lot. There's a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Guys, this is shite. Pardon my language. It's the game. It's shite. You just need to, I don't know what you've got to do. You've got to slow down so much. But they're all coming into the pits now, and we'll jump on board. Let's see what they're all doing. Somebody hits the bollard for a bit of fun. Hope that didn't cause you any damage. But I fully expect the intermediates to go on now. Yes, Wiley, the hard tyres were performing quite well there, but that is the end of them. So there's Fuse, Mike Legend, Hosty, PRF, Clem and Andrew Smith all onto the intermediates, as the rest of them still have to make that vital decision. Do they get another couple of laps in, or do they bail in now? But that rain to me looks as if it's getting ever so slightly more heavy. So I would be betting that everybody comes in on this next lap. And Trappy's the man in the front at the moment. He's got a 4.6 second lead over Dystopian at the moment, but he's starting to drive cautiously too. Just ride on board with him and see how that rain is affecting him. Yeah, he's definitely for the pits. There's no way in this earth. There he goes. He's going to go in and stick those intermediates in. So where is that going to put him in when he turns back out onto the track? We'll stay on board, see what he's got us do. Dystopian's also into the pits. He's in that Williams, and he's going to set a set of inters in. God, these new teeth are not fitting me at all. So out comes Trappy. So it looks like just about everybody apart from Gareth. And Gareth is staying out, but he's now decided to come in. And he avoids that 10-second penalty. So it looks like it's driver error to me. It doesn't look like it is a glitch in the game. It's just a matter of getting those brakes on a little earlier than you've been used to. Wow, it's caught so many people out. So Gareth bounces into the pit crew and they're sticking on those intermediates. And he's going to pull out just behind that Red Bull. And now we've got ourselves an equal playing field in terms of track position. So a lot of very cautious driving going on at the minute while they get some heat into these intermediates. But Trappy has that 5-second gap just at the moment, with Dystopian just behind at 5 seconds. And then there's a 17 gap to Fuse Demon. But Godwin's in P8 and he's going to be chasing down Andrew P. Smith here. And Andrew will probably just let him past. Well, that's not the corner really to do it on. Yes. And Godwin then pursues on then to chase down the crowd. So quite a bit of split in the field. I'm going to bounce on here with Hosty. He's got the closest position at the moment behind somebody. So he's chasing down Mike Legend in the kick. The driving conditions are looking very difficult here at Silverstone this evening. Staying penalty free tonight is going to be key. And it looks like these drivers are being very, very careful not to have any penalties, because it does make a heck of a difference when the race closes at the end. We don't want any tears from these grown-up people. Clem gets a 3-second warning for track limits. So Clem has just been finding it a bit difficult tonight, staying within those white lines. And he's not on his own, because, again, last night there was so much of this. We're all learning and we're all prepping ourselves for the new season. So Clem's closing down that gap, but he's finding it difficult. Meanwhile, we're going to go up with Gareth, and he's chasing down Andrew Smith. Gareth will make this an easy pass. It's just a matter of getting there. Andrew will probably let him through as well, and Andrew picks up a 3-second penalty just as I mentioned his name. Sorry about that, Andrew. That's commentator's curse at its very, very best. Wow, Gareth took a lot of that curb. Andrew Smith gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Wow. And Gareth then gets himself back up into P9 as he chases down the pack. So, wet weather, Silverstone, and I'm just going to put it on broadcast mode for a second. And I'm going to ride on board with Hosty, because Hosty is trying his best to chase Mike Legend down in that kick. 13 laps out of 26, and I'm just going to grab myself a quick double espresso to keep myself awake, and I'll just stick it on broadcast view. Thank you, viewers, for watching. Hope you're enjoying it and cheering on these PRF1 drivers. Just before I have my coffee, I'd like to say something, and it's quite fitting. I've been on board with PRF1 now for 2 or 3 races, and I must admit it's possibly one of the cleanest leagues that I've seen. Very experienced drivers that give each other a lot of courtesy, space, and it's exciting to watch, and it's great for commentary, and it's great for all the other racers. Slow drivers, or slower drivers may I say, seem to have the courtesy to let the faster guys through, and the faster guys seem to know how to race together without crashing, and it is an absolute credit to everybody in this league. So this is the first time I've seen intermediate tyres in the new F125 game. In fact, it's the first time I've ever commentated in the rain. So how long do these tyres last? We'll just have to watch all the drivers and see what happens. So viewers, thanks again for watching, and I'm just going to check out for 2 or 3 minutes and stick it on broadcast for you. I'll be back in 2 seconds. So that's me back, lap 15, Gavin Bass 1 back on the microphone, and Strappy's still in the lead by 5.8 seconds, and he seems to be pulling the gap. Misfits just gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Guys, if you're listening, please chat in the PRF1 after game post-race chat. Let me know your thoughts on this. Is this driver error or is this game glitch? What did your speedometer say as you crossed over that line going into the pits? This just seems to be happening nearly every person, and it's a bit of a shame, to be honest with you. It's slightly spoiling things, but if it is driver error, drivers got to get it sorted, and they need to just get themselves into gear for making sure it doesn't happen too often, because it's definitely something that will lose you a race. So Misfits and Andrew P. Smith have decided to not finish, or they've crashed while I was having a coffee. I'm not too sure what's happened, but there's a caution and they've both DNF'd. So we're down to 10 drivers, 16 laps out of 26 with only 10 laps to go. And we're still on with Hosty, and Hosty is trying his best. There goes Gareth. He gets that 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. My goodness gracious, guys. This is woeful. If this is a game glitch, I hope they get it sorted out very soon. Oh, he's going to try the inside. No, he doesn't. He slams it on. But he's just showing his front to the Mike Legends. But Mike Legends in that kick, and Mike's holding him off very, very well. As you know, in the rain, you don't have any DRS. So this is all down to pure driver skill and managing your ERS at the right time. but very, very difficult to pass. Nobody else is in a close battle at the moment. Everybody has completely separated, so that's why I'm staying on Hosty. I just want to see if he can make this move. But right now, at this moment in time, drivers are concentrating so hard on keeping these cars within track limits and also thinking ahead of pit stops to make sure that they don't have the penalties. Gareth just got fed up, and I think he's DNF'd in the pits. I think he can let me know what happened in Twitch there, Gareth, if you're listening. Just let us know what happened there. Are you just fed up, or did you get a penalty that you don't feel that was deserved? Really interested to hear what everybody's thoughts are on this one. So massive separation on the track, and AMS Trappy is he's carrying out exactly what he thought he was going to do, and that was win this race. But the race is far from over. There's 17 laps to go, but looking at that, it doesn't look like the weather's going to change anyway quickly. So are they going to continue on to the end of this race on the intermediates, or are they going to wait until the rain goes off, if it does? Or option 3, will they require another set of tyres? I wonder what the tyre wear is. But there's your penalties. Mike Legend's 10 seconds. Clem's got 6. Godwin's got 3 and 3. Then there was all of those 10-second penalties that people had to serve in the pits, which I'm sure has annoyed many people. It's certainly annoying me. It's hard to understand what has happened. So Mike Legend still 6 positions up, as is Fuse Demon, who's got himself into 3rd. But there's that move that we've been waiting on. Hosty makes that move, and Mike Legend and gets himself up into P4. And he's now going to try and pull away and try and close that 12-second gap down. Or, oh gosh, it's 24 seconds to Fuse Demon. So he's going to stay in a race here with Mike Legend. Godwin's trying his best at the moment to catch Clem. And I don't know if that rain's slightly easing off, but the track looks as if it's slightly drying. Maybe it's just the dry line. AMS Godwin treats us to a little bit of drifting there. He takes every bit of that to gain a bit more time, and he is pulling in. He's got Clem in his sights. And we're just about to have a battle of 3 as Clem then comes up to the back end nearly of Mike Legend. So these 3 are going to be in a battle. Lap 19 of 26. Hats off to everybody that doesn't have a penalty. That's very good racing from you guys. I must say it must be very, very difficult to cope with it. But here we go. This is lining up into a 3-car battle, and this should be good to watch. He just drifts a bit wide there. AMS Godwin, he just drifted slightly too far. But he's in a good spot here. He's going to be patient, and he's going to make his move just as soon as he feels it's the right time. And we're on with Clem. So these 3 guys are now at it, and this should be making for the best sort of battle within the race with only 7 laps to go. I hate missing people out, and I hate people not getting a wee bit of time, so I'm going to bounce down to Slippy. I know, Slippy, you're miles out on your own and you've had a bit of a lonely race here, but Just showing you a wee bit of love. Keep that Ferrari going. You never know what could happen in front of you. A safety car would be very welcome for you just right now at the moment. But your job right now is just to keep that car on track and just enjoy your racing. And we're going on with Shaggy. Shaggy's got himself in P8 there, and he's now chasing down Godwin, Clem and Mike Legend. So this is definitely the battle of the four. As the spray just blasts off the rear tyres of these Formula One cars. It does make visibility a bit difficult for the drivers, but they're coping brilliantly. And there's going to be moves made here, that's for sure. Back on with Godwin. Oh, Clem's been very fond of the grass tonight, but he got away with that one. But unfortunately, I think, what lovely racing, guys. What lovely racing. But here goes the move. And Clem gets that position taken by Godwin. Godwin now wants Mike Legend, but he's got Clem on the outside, closes him off around that left-hander. Quite a battle going on here. This is a battle for P5, 6, 7 and 8, so it's lovely to see somebody battling it out. Trappy holds on to that 6-second lead with Dystopian behind him. And then 28 seconds behind that, we've got Fused Demon. 12 seconds behind him, we've got Hosty. So this is the battle. What's Shaggy got to say about all this? Shaggy says, I'm going up the inside. And, was that a little tap? Is everything all right? Yep, everything's good. Very close there. Shaggy just gets him up into P7. And he's now going to chase down Godwin. Oh, Mike Legend decks a 3-second warning. That corner's proven to be a difficult one for people. They're just drifting onto that grass. They're drifting out into the wet section to keep those intermediates in the condition that they need to be. That's wise, but there's the mistake and he goes past. So that's Shaggy, just passes Godwin. This is what happens when you're a patient driver. You just hang in there behind the guy. It puts so much pressure on the driver in front, and then they lose that little bit of concentration to make the mistake, and you make your move. Shaggy just give us a prime example of that. But Godwin's up the inside. He does a little tap there. It was just a little love tap, but this is very close. And it looks like Godwin was maybe pushed out there. I'm not too sure. Godwin's drifting. He's really flinging it round these corners. I don't know if he's angry, but he's driving very, very, very fast. Lap 22 of 26, it looks like these guys are going to try and extend these intermediates right through to lap 26. Trappy just goes over the line, and he started lap 23. Godwin's trying his little heart out to get past this Williams of Clem. I've watched Clem race before. He knows how to defend. He's a difficult guy to pass on the track. But when you've got pace like Godwin, you just might be able to do it. You just have to outsmart the guy. Drifts over onto the wet track. Sensible stuff. Oh, he's brave going onto those rumble strips just as much as that. But it worked for him. It looks like Godwin's driving without traction control, or else he has it unlimited. I'm not too sure. If he is, it's a difficult thing to do. It's a difficult thing to learn as he drifts around that corner. But meanwhile, Shaggy and Mike Legend are pulling away, and I'm going to jump on with this Red Bull. Shaggy's chasing down this kick of Mike Legend, so let's see what he's got. Lap 24 of 26, 2 laps to go. Oh, there's a little mistake. Can he? No, he can't. I thought he was going to make a good pass there. But Mike Legend rescued that. Oh, there's a wing gone. There's a wing gone, or an end plate, I think. Yep, he's just lost his end plate in the Red Bull, so that's going to spoil his race. I'm not too sure. I can only see Mike Legend pulling away now, because he's going to have real trouble in some of these corners now. So down to Godwin again. Godwin smells the mistake. Godwin maybe knows that Shaggy has lost an end plate, so Godwin's going to make a move very shortly. But Trappy's just pulled away that 6.6 lead now, and unless he makes a mistake, he's our race winner for tonight. He's penalty free as well. Fastest lap tonight so far is 1:30.321 with Slippery Salmon in that Ferrari. But Slippery hasn't had the best of races. He had a bit of bad luck, and he's found himself in P9. On with Shaggy. Nice helicopter view of this. But look at that kick just pulling away on that corner. But then the Red Bull just wheels him in very, very, very quickly. But Godwin's on the back of Shaggy, and Godwin wants that place. I'm going to see if he can do it. Oh, he goes for the inside move. Mike Legend says no to him. But Shaggy's going to keep trying because we're now on lap 26. So this is the battle to the end, but unfortunately, I always like to go on to the race leader. Sorry, Troppy, I haven't given you much time tonight, but you've been so far ahead with that 7-second lead. It hasn't been worth commentating on you because you're just running away with it tonight. You got off to a good start. You seem to have got your strategy right, and you've certainly ran a very, very smooth race, and you are going to be our deserved winner tonight. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of people go over this start and finish line tonight quite irritated at these 10-second penalties, etc., as the McLaren just comes round. The final few corners. Nice and smoothly. Last thing Trappy wants is a penalty coming into the end. Now Trappy's doing a bit of swerving and wagging. He's happy with this P1. He's celebrating good and early. Give us a good wiggle, Trappy. And so you did, buddy. Thank you very, very much for a very entertaining race. We're down to Dystopian crossing the line. He gives us a... Oh, Dystopian loses it. Oh, Dystopian, you're a cracker, man. On the fuse, he's in P3. I think everybody will be glad to see this race over as Fuse just flings it round that corner, throws the back end out, goes round the corner. Fuse has also had a penalty-free race. That's testament to a good driver, I must say. To go round here, reverse, in the rain, first time. Well done, guys. Well done if you kept it penalty-free. Go on, Fuse. Give it a fling. Well done, sir. And now we're on with Hosty and that Aston Martin. He comes over in P4. Hosty had a great race and some nice battles. Shaggy and Godwin are having a last minute, but Shaggy's nursing a lack of an end plate, and he's done very well to hold that out. Godwin, oh, Godwin, what have you done? You've just given away your position completely. What a nightmare of an ending. So Shaggy gets P5, and well done to everybody who raced tonight and those who were able to stay on the track for the duration of the race. And there's Shaggy. He did get my show off of the day award earlier, and now he's on the podium, and he's now saying to Gavin, I may be a show off, but I was in P1, and I set out to win this race, and so I did. So well done to him as he grabs his champagne and sprays it all over everybody. So we're just coming up to the leaderboards now and the final positions of the race. And I'll just shout those out to you before I go. And then I'm going to have an early night. Might even do a little flight on Flight Simulator first. And then I'll have an early night. Well, there's the stats from the race. Trappy gets the race winner. Fastest lap gets Slippery Salmon. Fuse Demon gets driver of the day in the race. The most mistakes came from Fuse, and the cleanest driver was Hosty 96XD. So everybody's away, and it's good night from Gavin Bass 1, and that was an exciting, interesting learning curve of a race, and I'm looking forward to seeing the chat on Discord just to hear everybody's thoughts on what that 10-second penalty going into the pits is all about, because it's just not good fun. And on that note, from a lot of frustrated drivers tonight, I'm Gavin Bass 1, and I'll be with you next Tuesday night, all being well. Good night.
Gavin Bass on the microphone. The energy is high, feel the vibe in the zone. Engines roar as the lights go down. Racers ready, it's a battle for the crown. Who will rise? Who will stand tall? On the top step, they'll answer the call. With hearts racing and spirits ignited, the champion's moment is finally sighted. Adrenaline pumping, the crowd is alive. Speeding through corners, they take the dive. Every lap counts, the stakes are set. In this game of skill, there's no room for regret. Listen closely, hear the engine scream. Chasing glory, living the dream. Battles unfold on the asphalt track. In pursuit of victory, there's no turning back. Feel the thrill as the tires grip tight. Under the stars, everything feels right. Each curve a story, each turn a chance. In this high-speed dance, we all advance. As the checkered flag waves, the night concludes. The champion shines in the spotlight's hues. With the roar of the fans, they take